So today we're going to be finishing some paintings that I started for this cult film art show that I'm in. So the show is based off of a 1932 movie called Freaks. I think it's 1932, don't quote me on that though. But the movie is called Freaks and it's about a freak show back in the day. And there's this woman, and I think her only role in the freak show is that she is like supposed to be beautiful. And there's a little person, there's two little people there and they're married. And the really beautiful woman thinks it's funny to convince the little guy that she's in love with him. And so they get married, and then when they're at their like wedding reception, this woman in this painting, she like just completely embarrasses him and he's left heartbroken. And then all the freaks from the freak show end up, I think, like killing her at the end. I think that's what happened. I don't really remember. It was kind of weird to watch, but so yeah, this was the painting that I did for the Freaks movie, and I really like how it looks. I like the composition of it, and I don't think I'm gonna color in any of this part that's white. Like, I personally think it looks cool, but it says, "Am I the problem?" And then I'm gonna probably put the Freaks, the Freaks like font that they put on there on the movie. And then I've got this one from Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. And this is one of the main characters just fucking this guy up. This one is also not done, and I also think I'm gonna put words on it. I think basically every painting that I'm submitting is gonna have wording on it. And this one's gonna be a quote that she said, "I never try anything, I just do it." I think that's what I wanna put here, like in the comic book font. Yeah, in the comic book font, like that. And then this one is from the movie Harold and Maude, and it's about this young guy, Harold, who falls in love with this old lady, Maude, because she's like really fun, easygoing, life-loving woman, and he's like some uptight guy who wants to die. And so this was a scene where he was like smoking a hookah, her hookah, I guess, and in this scene, she says, "Aim above morality," and then she starts doing this chant like L-I-V-E, live, live, and he like starts crying. And it's just like a touching moment for them. So this is I think it's the last one that I'm gonna submit for the show. The show guideline said that you could have like multiple smaller paintings or like one big painting, and I typically do work really big, but I decided for this one that I'd rather have a couple like small paintings. Like you see, those are all like super huge compared to like this small one. And when I agreed to do the show, I wasn't sure if I wanted to commit like a really big canvas to something that I might not. I make paintings off of like my passion project, so having to do artwork for someone else's show kind of feels weird for me. But I actually do like this one, and I think I might try to apply it to a bigger canvas. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. We are working on getting those paintings done. I'm also probably gonna do more for these two paintings. I've decided that I want to start working in collections versus doing a bunch of random paintings. I think that's what I've been doing subconsciously anyway with all of my artwork. But the thing is, if you're not conscious of it, are you recording? You on? Okay. So yeah, I think that's what I've been doing with all of my paintings anyway, but it wasn't intentional. And the thing is, if you move without intention, it doesn't hit the same as if you intentionally went in with this idea like, okay, these pieces are going to like be showing together at some point. Like what's underneath these paintings, this woman, and I don't know if you can see it, this other woman here. You know, like I worked on those two paintings together. Wait, I don't think you can see. Can you? But yeah, I worked on those two paintings together, and you know, so those will obviously be shown together if they're ever shown at any gallery. The only other thing that I've got on my agenda today is to only eat at home. I am really putting the struggling into that struggling artist trope. I'm really there. I've made the mistake of being approved for credit cards, which is fine. Like, credit cards are good, they're fine. Except for you probably should not be spending $200 on art supplies every week, because you will quickly find out that, oh, that's why I should only be using my debit card to buy my art supplies, because then I actually know how much money I have. But that's a story for a different day. All right, let's get started on finishing these paintings. I might actually do one more painting for this, because after I did this one in this style, I really like it. The thing with me is I don't have like a set style that I do for my artwork. I just go with the flow in the moment, and whatever like hits that special spot in my brain and looks visually pleasing to me, that's what I try to like work and do. But there's never any like distinct things about my artwork that you can pick out and be like, yeah, she does this every single time. I would say now incorporating words into my artwork would be that thing. But even so, it's like it's never in the same font or anything. I just write whatever I want, however I see fit in the moment. But like this one, I don't really like, I will say I don't like big blocky lines, even though I include that a lot in my artwork. But the reason why I include it a lot in my art is because I don't typically have brushes that are like fine and thin enough to really get the teeny tiny scratchy lines that I like. And so for this one, I sketched it in pen, and you know, I did all the proportions correctly, so I was able to keep the sketch there. I actually did I did draw her body wrong at first, so there is a line here that is just wrong. But I think I'll also just leave that, because I mean, that's what real artists are for, making mistakes that AI wouldn't be able to. Those are the things you end up liking about paintings. So yeah, I can never really find, if there was a brush that worked exactly like a pen and it like came out smoothly, then I would use that for all of my artwork. There would not be any blocky lines. But yeah, I can't, the pen is the only thing that works, and that only works for teeny tiny small canvases. So I'm gonna get started on that, and then I guess I'll come back when everything's done.
You can't be in a relationship with your body unless it's doing exactly what you want. Getting injured is one of the quickest ways to see if your nervous system has internalized chronic shame and if that is what you're operating from.
If you have dark spots, I don't know what's going on with this male I've never been in Pilates classes, but if y'all are gonna insist on coming to these classes, y'all need to act accordingly.
So you don't feel like you're the only one. This may be a little TMI, so proceed with caution. Going to therapy and doing all this healing work and shadow work is kind of traumatizing, because you really realize how much shit, bitch, how much shit you were repressing, putting under the fucking rug, making it seem like it wasn't as big as it was, but it really was. Long story short, I really thought that I was into like BDSM because of the trauma that I endured growing up and exploring my sexuality with people that did not deserve that. They did not deserve me. So I used BDSM to cover up, but ultimately it wasn't because sexual abuse was happening to me, and I covered it up by saying it was BDSM. You know how sad that is? Like, if that's not a survival mentality, I don't know what is. Sometimes you don't even really let what you think about it. talk about some trauma so you don't feel like you're the only one. This may be a little TMI, so proceed with caution. Going to therapy and growing up and exploring my sexuality with people that did not deserve that. They did not deserve me. So I